Okay, so we're going to talk about linear regression and just the concepts behind that. Uh, Basically, anytime we have a scatter plot with data on it, you have your x-axis, you have your y-axis, whatever the labels are, it's not really important. Um, but you always want to try to describe these points as a line, like what's a line of best fit for them. So, I'm just going to draw one pretty cheaply. And it seems like this kind of splits all the lines together. Okay, we call this what is generally our line of best fit. We're trying to predict um, what these points should be, not necessarily what they are going to be, but around what they should, just some sort of predictor. Um, we call this line, we're going to use this little y hat. Basically it's a prediction. So um, what they do in order to find out, well, how do we figure out what the best line is? Well, they talk about these things called deviations, which we've already talked about before. It's um, an observation minus a mean, which in this case, our mean is going to be this predicted value here. So we have this first point here, which it is above our line. So this little difference here is a deviation. Okay, so that's how far away it is. It's a positive number. Um, it's because it's above the line, and that we use those to figure out a lot when it comes to variance and when it comes to um, regression. Now, if we find another deviation, so our other point is under our line, so this is going to be a negative number of some sort, and then our last number is a positive. Okay, so a deviation when it comes to regression is just how far away is our mean from our observation. So it would show up as y minus y hat. And it's different for every point because the y values change, the y and the y hat's values change. Well, for our least squared regression line, which is what this LSRL thing is, you'll see it come up all the time. What they do is they take the sum, okay, of all of these different values, and they square it, right? They take the sum of all of them squared. So the least squares regression line, and they try to find when is it smallest. That is what tells us which line to use. That's what tells us which y equals mx plus b to use. So that's the concepts behind where this comes from. It's all about deviations, which we've already talked about, but it's deviations about a line, and there's a formula that we use to find the value of a line. However, we're not going to do that. We're just going to do it on the calculator because it's much easier and totally painless.